Hey, 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 it's story time. We are so excited. We are so excited, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. Nothing holds you down. Go ahead, get you something to drink, get you a pen and paper, and come on back and get ready. Because we got a good one for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Chris, it's your time to shine.
It's my time to shine.
It's your time to shine.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what it's saying. It's your time.
I know that's right.
And I want to say good evening, everybody. I like that song because it reminds me that I am allowing other people to shine. You know, a lot of times some people have the ability to do it on their own, and some people could use some help. And so God gave me the gift to be able to do that. So I am honored to be a catalyst to make that happen, to provide additional promotions, marketing, and exposure for business owners and individuals. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank
I am
you.
so excited tonight to have my guest tonight out of Hartford, Connecticut. Yes, 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 yes. We have this young man here tonight. His name is Chris Dash, 43 years old, separated from Hartford, Connecticut, father of two children, working in the post office and human resources. And he's also a owner of his own custom clothing apparel company. My. That is a mouthful. How you doing this evening, Chris?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. It's good to be here. I love the
Like,
song, by the way, too. The song was everything.
okay. Do me a favor, Chris. Come over a little bit to me, to your right. Come over to
This way.
your right. Yeah. There you go. Come to your
Okay.
right, and fix your screen a little bit so we even. I want us to be even, so we're good to go. Come the other way, the other direction.
Like
Up. There
this.
you go. Now come over a little bit more to the right, and you're good.
Let's
So,
see.
Chris, now tell the individuals who've never seen Chris Dash before.
Hmm.
Who is Chris Dash? Tell us a little bit about the little boy Chris Dash before he started working in human resources,
Okay.
before he got married, before he had children,
Yeah.
before he created his own company. Who is Chris Dash?
Well, I mean, as a little boy, I was always interested in business. My dad, he owned his own laundromat, and from the time I could walk, we was in there working. Me and my brothers, I'm in there making change on Saturday mornings. Just working in that business. So that from that time on, that was always my goal to work for myself, have something that you can pass down to your family and work with the family. Because that's how I grew up. My brothers, my sisters, we all worked for my dad who had his own business, and then we in turn tried to do something similar. So that was me as a little kid. Saturday mornings, we're in the laundromat working, watching kung fu movies. I'm making change. My brothers, they're doing what they do, and that was me. That was my childhood.
Wow. Did I hear you say everybody was kung fu
Yeah,
fighting?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was our thing. Karate movies, and we're in the laundromat working. So
That's it.
yeah,
So, as a little boy, did you dream of being a business owner? As you were sitting at a laundromat, did you say, "Man, I can't wait to have my own laundromat or my own business"? Did you think like that?
yes, yeah, that was always the goal. And then my father, he was kind of the, like you said, the catalyst for that, for all of us. He would always stress, you need to have something for yourself. Okay, yes, you have a job and you're working for somebody else, but what are you doing for yourself? So for him, it was always work for yourself and education. Those are the two big things I always remember him saying. Education is key, and not just talking about schooling, as far as reading. Reading was a big thing with him. And educating yourself outside of, the norms as well, just all around education, wherever you can learn something. My dad, most of the time he was in Brooklyn, so we would go to Brooklyn, but he would even teach me as far as, educating you about even just something as simple as the way a person looks.
Mm-hmm.
So, he would say, look at that person right there. Who do you think that person is? So I'm like, oh yeah, that's a Chinese guy. That's a Spanish guy. And he was like, no, that's this guy. He's from, Trinidad. And then like in New York, the thing I love about New York, there's so many different people, so many different things. You can't just look at a person and know who they are. But once you start talking to them and speaking with them, you realize this Chinese or Asian looking person is actually from, one of the islands, from Trinidad. They're from Barbados, or this Spanish looking person is actually from here or from there, or this black looking person is actually from Cuba. My dad was the one to kind of point things out like that, and really just networking with different people and being able to learn their story, learn their culture. And, that would teach you so much more than, what your eyes can see or what you can hear from the TV, what you get from the newspaper.
So
He
what
said,
I get from that, what you just said, is don't judge a book by its cover.
right,
Like
right,
people, you might look at people and think one thing, but they may not be at all what.
exactly.
So that is really, really cool. So you
Hmm.
went to school and you lived your childhood in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes. Spent my
So you
summers
never
in
left
Brooklyn.
Hartford. You've
Well,
lived
I
in
spent
Hartford
my
all your life.
summers in Brooklyn too. So,
Okay, but I'm a native New Yorker, Harlem, Harlem in the house. Yeah, definitely Harlem in the house. Every now and then, I usually go and do a little plug for Manhattan. Got
hey.
a little plug for the city. You know, but when I moved here, I did move. I used to stay. I had my kids, and before I decided to come to North Carolina,
Hmm.
I spent a majority of my life in Queens. Okay,
Okay.
I did go to Queens, but I did come here from Brooklyn, so we got that in common. Brooklyn, New York,
Nice.
for sure. So definitely, a native New Yorker. Even though I've been in North Carolina for 34 years now,
Hmm.
but I'm still a New Yorker. I'm always going to be a New Yorker. That's it. So I wonder, at sitting in the laundromat with your siblings and in school, you focused on education, and
Hmm.
so you were dreaming. You were dreaming, and dreams are
Yeah.
big. A lot of kids, they have a dream. And you had the excitement of seeing people travel. Now, did you travel too? Because all these people were coming from different places. Did that make you want to travel to different places?
Yes, yes. So, I mean, I guess, yes, I always wanted my own business, but my biggest dream back then, especially being young, was to travel because I knew that staying in one spot sometimes can create a blinder on you, or it can create a one track mind or one way of thinking. And being able to get outside of where you are to different areas or to different people will teach you so much more. So I always wanted to travel, and the quickest way to that I thought was to join the Air Force. So that's what I was going to do, but my mother said, "Hell no, you're not."
Oh, so
I
what
don't
he
want
said.
my
So
baby right because
wow.
I was the
So you didn't
youngest
do it.
at the time, and yeah,
So you didn't do it at all. You
no,
never enrolled. You never
no,
went into the military. That's good. You
no,
thought about your mom. That's good that you thought,
yeah, she
because
didn't want me to.
that's really really special. So that's really cool. You
Yeah.
know, and so you wind up going to school,
Hmm.
college.
I went to college. Yeah.
Where'd you go to college?
Eastern Connecticut State University. That's in Connecticut, Willimantic, Connecticut, and I focused on business. But at the time, I didn't realize that really wasn't right for me either. Like I didn't like I know now. I really didn't need to go to school for that. I had all the education I needed. What I didn't tell you, one of my other big things or big dreams was
Mm.
music and singing. So I got that from my mom and
Oh,
from
okay.
her brothers
Okay.
and her father. Her father was a very good singer. My mother, she was always singing in church, so that was a really big, huge, deep love for me. That was,
So let me ask you, can you sing?
I can.
Oh, you got sing. So gospel singing.
I mean, I sing whatever comes to mind. Sometimes, I don't have much time anymore to do it like I really want to, but every now and then I'll hear something that will inspire me, and then I'll just start singing something to it. I
Wow.
like to write. I like to create poetry. I like to sing, so I'll write my own songs. I play the piano too. So sometimes I'll just sit down and start playing chords and start singing. Whatever comes out, comes out.
So you just creative. You just
I
create
love to create.
all
Yeah.
together. Okay.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Can you give us a little sample?
I
You know I'm
figured
gonna
you were
put you
going
on
to
the
ask me
spot.
that.
You just said
I
you
knew you
sing.
would.
You know I'm gonna put you on the spot. I mean, Joe Wayne, Sol La Ti Do or something.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm not sure what I could sing, but let's see if I can think of something really quick. If I can remember the words too. It was always I always loved Christmas music. So I think I'll try "Ode to Joy." I can't remember all the words, but I'll try a little bit of it. Joyful, joyful, we are joyful. God of glory and Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before you. I can't remember the rest of the words, but
Wow. So you have
that's
a
it.
high voice. What's your voice?
I am a tenor, but I can go alto. I can get in up into the alto range.
Oh wow, yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear that. I can hear it. We got to come back and address that at another time. Yes, you can pull something out the box there. Wow,
yeah.
so that's good, good. Mom, does she have any songs out there now? Is she currently still singing, or any of your family
It was
members
just
are?
mainly the church. So if I wasn't in the laundromat or at one of my dad's businesses, I was in church with my mom. That was kind of the back and forth. And Tuesday and Thursday choir practice, Wednesday Bible study. You know how it goes. Monday prayer night.
Oh yeah.
Friday. All of that. So she was always singing, so I was always in the pews listening and singing.
So the foundation was laid.
Hmm.
The foundation is laid. So,
Yes.
that word is hid up in the heart, and
Yes.
God first and everything you
Definitely.
do.
Definitely.
That's good. So
Hmm.
after you went to college,
Yeah.
did you meet your high school or your college sweetheart or your wife there? Because I know that you did get
No,
married.
I did get married. That took a while. That took a while. I really, I really was just trying everything. I'm gonna just keep it nice and say that
Oh, you
being
was a
that
player, huh? You was a
being that
player
young.
out there. Oh, son.
Yeah, yeah, I really didn't want a relationship, and that came back from being a child too, as far as how I grew up. I told you the good stuff about the family, but also the bad part about the family. I also realized as a young child that sometimes your feelings aren't safe. It's
Mm.
You're not safe to be who you are. So I found that a lot of times when I tried to be who I was, it got shot down. So I stopped being who I was, and I put up a wall, and I realized that most adults you're not really safe with unless you're kind of giving them what they want.
Mm.
So also as a child, I learned how to be a comedian. I was always, a clown, and to hide anything else. And then I also learned how to read people to
Okay, that's
see what
important too.
to see what they want, so I can give them what they want, which is a form of people pleasing.
Mm.
So I became that type of person, but I never wanted to get in a relationship because I was always scared that if I give my true self to this person, they're going to take it and drag it through the mud. So that's like the
Wow.
dichotomy of it. But I was always a people person, and at the same time very shy,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because
So
I
let
don't
me,
want you to
let
see
me
who I
ask you
am.
this: do you have your monitor to your left? Because you looking to the left. Can you move it something
Yeah, I'm
facing me?
holding my phone trying to
Are you?
Get
Why do
it.
people do that? I get people that do that. Yeah, just put it down, relax, put it down, put it down. So
Well,
when
I
you
got
got,
it sitting in the thing, but it won't stand up right.
oh,
So if
okay,
I let
okay.
go, it's gonna drop.
What I usually do is I usually find something to sit up in front of mine so that it don't
Let's
slide.
see
I've
if I
had
can
mine to
actually
slide a couple of times. Yeah, I
let's see if
want
I
you to
can
be
get it right.
comfortable. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to have to hold it. So, out of the marriage, two children, boys or girls?
Boy and a girl.
Oh, nice, nice.
Hmm.
Which one is more like you?
My daughter. My daughter's more like me. My son is more like his mom.
Oh, wow, wow.
Yeah, but he's
So,
the oldest, and then my daughter comes next, and everyone says that's my twin.
okay, okay, that's good. That's good. How old are your children?
My son is 21. My daughter's 16.
Oh, nice. You got grown
Hmm.
children. Good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, they're getting up there.
That's good. That's good. And are they taking after your footsteps with business or singing or the creative?
My daughter, she sings. She doesn't. She hasn't. She won't really sing for me, but I hear her singing. She's a very good singer. But with the both of them, I really expressed to them that you have to find your passion. Yes, I do what I do. You see me do what I do. If you want to do that, that's fine. But you need to find that one thing that you're very passionate about that you can make your thing, and that takes time. So you if you try this and you don't work, it doesn't work. That's fine. Try something else. I'm gonna be there to support you. And whatever you want to do, whatever you try, just try it. And then once you find it, that's what you go for, regardless of what anybody says, regardless of how much criticism you get. Even me, from me, you might get a little criticism, and don't listen. Don't listen to that. If this is the thing you're going for, then you go for it and you do it.
So let me ask you this. So you went to school, you did get the degree, and I know that you have a career now with the post office. Is that correct?
Yes.
So before you started your business, because we're going to get into the kind of business that you started and how you became passionate about that.
Hmm.
Tell us about the post office. What do you do at the post office? And I know we've had conversations where you've told me a lot of things. So, what do you do at the post office, and what information can you share with the public about the post office that maybe they don't know?
Sure. So currently, right now, I work in human resources, employee development, and mainly employee development works with onboarding new employees. But we also deal with all training for all employees, which I think is a very important thing for any company. If an employee is trained correctly, then they'll be able to do their job. Like if you know how to do your job, then you're going to be very productive
Right.
in that. And then there's other things that add on to that to help you to be more productive or to be more of an asset to the company. But training, I think, is very key. When I started with the post office, I started as a mailman or mail carrier, is I
Nice.
guess the correct term. And but I quickly realized that training was needed. So that was kind of always my goal, was to get into training and to help the employees to be trained correctly. Now I say that to say also, when we were talking about my kids and I was explaining to them finding their passion and their thing, I found out my passion was helping people. And whatever that is, I love knowledge, I love to learn, and I love to teach. So training was kind of always going to be a thing that I was going to get into, where I could, share what I know with a person that's going to help them grow. Because, I found when you help a person, you're helping yourself.
Right.
There's something very fulfilling in that, to be able to help a person succeed. It's always a win-win in my book. So,
So I'm hearing a echo now. I don't know where that echo is coming from. Do you have on another device or something? Because I'm hearing an echo now.
I got YouTube on, but I do have it muted. Let me turn it off. I was just kind of looking at myself as we were
Oh,
doing this. But
okay, yeah, because I can hear the echo. So you enjoy training people, so you went to post
Yeah,
office. I know you shared with me some information.
I do.
A lot of times, as a business owner, there's some things that people don't know that's available
Yes,
to them as resources in the post office. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I know
sure.
you shared that with me a couple of times. What some
So
things are available to people that may not know, and how they can get to those resources from the post office?
that's a good one. So for the post office, we have a lot of good free or discounted things for business owners specifically. Specifically is the word. The first thing that we have that is for business owners is free package pickups. So if you have a business that's shipping out packages, if you have a business, a home business, or whatever kind of business it is, but you're constantly shipping out packages and you have to bring them to the post office, you can create a free account on USPS.com and set that up so where the mail carrier that delivers your mail will actually pick that package up for you. There'll be a firm sheet created with, how much you do, for that day or how much packages you have for that day to go out. As long as they're labeled and, they have the post office labels on them, we'll pick them up, bring them to the post office and save you that time. So, it still gets delivered when it needs to be delivered. It'll go out that same day or that night to, another facility and then be shipped on its way to its destination.
Now, how can the people get those boxing and packages? Where can they get them from?
That's the second thing. So we also offer free shipping supplies. So same thing, you create a free account with the post office. So you found the free package pickup. If you go to supplies or stamps and supplies, you can pick the option that says free, and it'll give you a ton of free items that you can actually order. You don't have to put any credit card information in, and the mail carrier, again, will deliver that directly to your house.
Now, what is that website?
USPS.com or www.usps.com.
So www.u as in uniform, S as in Sam, P
Mm-hmm.
as in Papa, S as in Sam.com.
Yes, that is
And they can
correct.
go there, and then when they get to that website, where do they go?
Um, for the stamps and supplies, you would just click on stamps and supplies. I think under that category, you could also find the free package pickup, but there's also a business category. So in that category of drop down, you'll find a lot of the also other free stuff as well. So you might find the free package pickup there. I can't tell you specifically because
Well,
I
no, that's good.
haven't been
If
on
they
the
go
site.
to the website that's on the
Right.
screen, USPS.com, and then look around, look
Hmm.
for stamps and look for business, just read, look
Right.
and just know that you can set an account up where you can get things delivered to you. So if you have a t-shirt business, if you're an
Hmm.
author, you do
Right.
anything where people are purchasing things from you, that's a
Hmm.
big help, man. That's a
Right.
big help. You don't have to go lugging all these boxes and
Exactly.
stuff to the post office. They're gonna pick it up for you right there.
Hmm.
So, and they're not gonna tell you that. So that's good that you
Yep.
told us that. So I thank you for that tip. And speaking of t-shirts now, so you at some point in time sitting in the post office helping people, training people,
Hmm.
something came over you and you decided that you wanted to start your own business. How did you come to the decision that you wanted to start Dash Tees? I know that you started
Yeah.
Dash Tees, and when you started it, you had a mission. Your mission was to assist people in expressing their voice through fashion,
Yes.
right? And you wanted the people to come to you with their vision, their dream, and their passion, and let you be the voice. And you've been doing that for me. So I have to say, merchandise coming soon, y'all, because he's helping me with that merchandise.
I am.
And so the vision is going to come to fruition if you call Chris Dash. And he said that everything deserved to be on a T-shirt within reason. So
Within reason.
when did you get this thought? How did this come about?
So it was during COVID, May 2020, and like since a child, I've always wanted my own business, but also since a child, I've always loved to express myself. So once I came into my passion, finding out that, helping people for me is the thing that does it, I said, well, if I love to express myself and I knew that I was always having trouble expressing myself, then I can't be the only one. And I happened to just be on the internet looking for ideas to, start a business. And I saw, you could have your own t-shirt business. And the idea was, that's a great way to express yourself through fashion, not just
Yes,
t-shirts, you
yes.
can do it on hoodies, hats, and things like that. And then I said, that's also a great way to help others express themselves. So I could, say the things that I want to say, but I could also help someone else say the thing that they want to say. Because I always knew that everyone has a story. And it's
Right.
it's kind of fitting that we're on story time saying it.
Yeah.
Everyone has a story, and their story needs to be told. Right? That's the thing that I realized. And I said, I got to help people do this. Because, there's that one, like me, there's that one thing that I need to say to that one person that needs to hear it, that lets them know that it's not over. It's not done. You're not the only one. You can make it. And
Yes.
then there's that thing that you need to say to one person. Maybe it's two people. Maybe it's 1,000 people. I don't know. But there's that thing that you need to say. There's something in your story that needs to be told so that person or persons can know it's not over. I'm not the only one.
That's it. And that's one of the things
So,
I say. You see, it's on the screen. It says story time, where human beings
yes.
connect through life experiences. So I'm giving you the opportunity to connect with people through life experiences verbally. And
Hmm.
Chris is giving you the opportunity to do that in writing through
In writing.
merchandise and t-shirts. So if you have a business, or if you just want to convey something, you overcame something, you went through something and you want to put it on a t-shirt, you thought about it, do it. How easy is it for someone to do that, Chris? Maybe people are overthinking it. How easy is
Mm.
it for someone to really make a t-shirt? Do they have to get into copywriting and all that stuff? I mean, what does it entail?
Well, if it's your idea, it's okay. If you want to copyright your idea, that's another step in business that you should think about. Copywriting your ideas, because people will take your ideas, especially if they're very good and they become very popular. Your ideas can be stolen. So copywriting and trademarking your brands and things of that nature is, something to think about down the line. But you know, when you have, if this is your passion to express yourself, or it's your passion to start a company like this, it will be very easy to actually do it, to make the designs, or do the business. There are going to be things that are going to be hard. There can be things that are going to be monotonous. Those little tedious things about the business that you're not going to like. But the actual creating and the creation of it, and being able to pull from what's inside of you out and put it onto a hat per se, or a mug, or a hoodie, t-shirt, whatever it is, sneakers, that is relatively easy. It's just about how you want to do it, and realizing that you have options. There's
So let me
no
ask you this, because
one
you've been
way.
doing it how long?
Since 2020, so 3 years now.
So 3 years in,
Hmm.
what are some common mistakes that you've made that you would tell somebody who was just getting ready to start a t-shirt business to beware of? Like some things that if you knew back 3 years ago that you know now, you would do differently.
um, Common mistake for me was limiting myself and limiting my thinking. There's always options. You're gonna come up against a roadblock, but there's always a way to get around that. And for me, I would just, come up to a roadblock and just like, oh, well, I guess I can't do that. For me, that was a common mistake. Always keep an open mind when you're doing this. Do your research on different things. Sometimes we kind of think we have it figured out, and not realizing that there's more to it. There's another way to do it. There's some way to tweak this or tweak that, or there's just more, and we always tend to limit ourselves. So keep your mind open.
Okay, what about color schemes? Colors, putting
Mhm.
too many words on a shirt, or things like that. Any words of wisdom for people who may be in the t-shirt business or
Mhm.
thinking about making a t-shirt for their brand?
Me, I kind of feel like, there's something for everybody. So someone's gonna love it. Maybe, a million people might not love it, but there's 300 million people in the United States, so 100 million of them might love it. So as long as you're, conveying what you want to say, or if you're going to do it the custom way and conveying what your client wants to say and they love it, I don't think it, just
Yeah, that's good.
I,
So,
I I would say go with what you know go with your feeling, or continue with that dream, because a lot of times people can't see that vision that you're trying to create, but there is that person that it's for. Same thing with your story. So if that's something that's really in there and you need to put it on there, and even if it is too many words, but there's that few people that really need that. So go ahead and do it. If you feel like you need to do that, then do it. um,
there are many
there's you can
websites.
right, you can also, if you want to, try to have like a basic things, you can always take a look at other companies and how they're doing their things, and then just kind of model your designs and things after that. A lot of designs, it looks better when it's transparent. So what I mean by that is, you can have a picture, and you can actually put that picture on a shirt, but you'll see the big square of the picture on the shirt, and everything else, but you really just want that design.
Right.
But if you make it transparent, now all you have is the design on the shirt, and now it looks flush. You know,
Yeah.
that's that's a thing, that
So I'm
to
glad you
keep in
said that
mind.
because I know you sent me something like that today.
Hmm.
So transparency is good, and then a lot of people sometimes get into screen printing and all that other stuff.
Yes.
So if they're not ready for screen printing, but they want to do this, can they
Hmm.
contact you? Can you help them to get their shirts
Sure.
on their ideas on the shirt?
Sure. I can definitely help them do that. The way I do mines, I want to get into screen printing. I haven't done that yet, but that's only because of the time limitations I have. I still work my 9 to 5, so I don't have the time to, put into screen printing like I would love to do. But that's down the road. But the way I do it is print on demand. That's how I run my business. So everything is kind of virtual, and I create the design that the customer wants, and I do it through Shopify. I create the design that the customer wants, and then once they buy it, I just hit, accept, and then it goes to the vendor. The vendor takes care of everything else. They do the production, they do the shipping, they do, everything that needs to be done that I don't have the time to do. And I just pay them to do that and to host my website. So that kind of works for me too. So if you're just starting out, and you don't really have the money to invest in those type of machines, the screen printing, or the other things, sometimes print on demand is an easy way to do it. And that's kind of why I started like that.
And there's a lot of places I know. There's Printful, there's
Yep.
Shopify, Google,
Spreadshirt, Teespring,
Vista Print. I mean,
Vistaprint.
so many.
Yeah.
So you have to do your research to see what fits
Hmm.
you, and but also now you met Dash T. So if you don't want to do the research and you don't want
Right.
to go through that, you could just send it to him. What's the turnaround time if somebody contacts you?
So the vendor that I work with is Spreadshirt, and they're very good. So usually, if you come to me and you say, "I want this on a shirt," we'll go back and forth, and I'll put it on a shirt, and you're like, "You know what? I don't like that. Make this bigger. Make this smaller. Change the color. Do this. Do that." Once we get through all of that, and you say, "You know what? I love it. I'm ready to buy it." You go on the website. You buy it. I click accept. It takes about 2 to 3 days for them to produce it, and then maybe another 2 to 3 days for it to ship out. So generally, it's about 7 days from the time I hit accept to the time it gets to your doorstep. It's about a week it'll take. So for them to produce it, package, ship it, send it to the post office, which they use to deliver it, and it's about 7 days.
Now I'm still hearing a little bit of echo. I don't know if it's your headset or I don't know if
It
it's
could be my headset, maybe.
okay. Sometimes when people use headsets, sometimes that happens.
You want me to take them
So
out?
now, we can see what it sounds like. I just know I heard it, so I said,
Okay, I mean,
hearing it.
And I'm
Now,
in the too, so there is a bit of an actual echo in the kitchen.
oh, okay, okay, in the room that you're in. Okay, okay. The acoustics, you got the
Yeah.
acoustic sounds going on for us. That's how come then when you get to singing, they gonna really hear you, huh?
Yep.
That's good. So, you have any new merchandise that you are going to be putting out that you want people to know about? Is 2023 anything happening with you personally with the shirt that you do? What kind of shirt do you do? I mean, a lot of people do inspirational, they do
Yeah.
different kind of, what do you focus on with the t-shirt that you make and that you sell?
Well, for me, it's just when the inspiration hits me. So I could be going throughout my day and I see something, I hear something, or there's just something in my spirit that I want to say. If it sticks with me enough, or it keeps nagging at me enough, that's going to be a shirt. I couple months, not a couple months, last month, December, I was doing something. I was walking somewhere and I happened to see something that said, watering yourself, or, as far as, watering yourself so that you can grow, or, in the vein of self care.
Wow.
That produced an idea, a spark in me to put that on a tee or a hoodie. So I found a picture of a woman in a pot with a water can.
Wow.
He's growing, and I said, that's it right there. And
Wow.
the words was water yourself.
Wow.
And on the back of it, it said, you're growing, so keep going.
I love it.
And
And,
then,
and so you put that out there and did
right,
people gravitate to that?
yeah. So I usually, it'll be a reel on Instagram now. It'll be on TikTok. It'll be on Facebook, and then that's where you get the engagement, and to gauge what people actually like. Let's see if I can fix this here.
Wow, that's amazing. So there you have it, guys. If you get an idea just as quick as that, you saw what he said. He said he was walking down the street. He saw something. An idea was sparked in his head. He got an idea in his head. He went back. He got creative. He started writing it down. You know, the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2. That's what he did. He went home and he put it in action. It also says, faith without works is dead, right? So he put it into action. That's what it's all about. So amazing. And don't study long. Don't study wrong. Just do it. Like, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just write it down. I do a lot of that, man,
Hmm.
because my mind don't cut off.
Yeah.
And I guess you're going to see that in a minute. My mind don't cut off. Ideas come to me and I just got to get it out, because if you get a person like you that does this and then you spitting stuff to them, they're gonna go, oh, that's a t-shirt right there. That's a good one. Yeah, we need to print that. That's it right there. So sometimes you may not know by yourself, but you get around the right people and they can help you put that into fruition and make it happen for you.
Hmm.
Wow, that's good. So
Just
t-shirts,
right.
t-shirts. Do you do other things besides t-shirts?
Yeah, so tees, hoodies, hats, mugs, aprons. We have the mouse pads, buttons, that you could wear on your shirt, like I voted or something like that. I have sneakers, actually. I have Converse that I'm into now, through another vendor that I'm using. It's just a lot of different stuff that I'm working on now. There's also I'm trying to get a line of women's clothing, so those won't be customizable. But I have a vendor that I'm using for that as well. So you'll have things that you can customize, and then you'll just have regular clothing as well. So
Yeah, we'll talk about that because I have a whole line of Big Daddy G's. I have a whole line of stuff, and I want to put it on. I haven't figured out how I want to do it. Sometimes you see people that have rows coming down the arms, that they have it just down the legs, and just different things. And so I want to get that going too. And that is going to be, before I do that, it will be sent off to DC before I do that, because some things you have to be careful before you put it out there, because like you said, people snatch it up.
right.
So that one I won't quite put out there yet. These other ones that's coming out, like I said, Storytime t-shirts are coming out, and some other inspirational t-shirts that we have will be coming out. So be on the lookout for that. page. It will be posted soon. And we will definitely do a reel, like you said, and do some advertising and let people know about it. So that's good.
Right.
So, is there anything that I did not ask you, Chris, that you would like to tell the people about you, about your business, about your mission, about your life, or about just anything you have coming up?
Um, as far as coming up, I'm just really into, the timing of things now, and just really taking my time with things, and not so much trying to keep piling a lot. I used to, or trying to get out of piling things up and just always having something to do, and kind of more stepping back now, and okay, and just saying, okay, is this the right time to do this? Is this, the right time for this? Trying to use discernment with things. So I'm really just kind of doing that, and just being in God's timing as well is a thing for different things. So sometimes I could be very spontaneous with the things that would happen with the business. As far as events or things like that, it might seem very spontaneous and come out of nowhere, but at the same time, it was the right time. So that's kind of how I'm doing things now, is just really staying within the timing of whatever it is.
Well, we are glad that you took the time to come by and just share about everything. Maybe there'll be a new CD or something coming out soon. You think you go back and tap into that dance, that dance and the singing. Now, I don't know if you dance too, but the singing. I
Yeah,
heard poetry in there, so you write too. I heard you say you write your songs. I
yeah,
heard you say you write poetry.
yeah.
Poetry. When's the last time you wrote a poem?
I made a reel about it. It was a couple weeks ago. It was very
How did
short.
that come about? What inspired that?
You know what? I don't know. Sometimes words just, come into my head. So I probably was listening to something or hearing someone talk, and the words just started coming. So I just started writing them down. The best thing I love about my phone is it has notes. So I'm
Yes. Oh
my
my gosh. Say that again.
right.
Notes is like my
Yeah.
best friend. People be
And
like, they be like, I don't have no paper. You don't need no paper. You
yeah.
use the notes. Every phone has it.
Yeah.
Every phone has notes. And I see that Shaquana says she learned a lot. That's good because she had merchandise too. So that's good that she's listening because she probably did learn some things about how she can package her t-shirts if people buy them from her, about the free packaging, stuff like that. And that's good. That people need to know that. A lot of times it's stressful trying to get to the post office.
Yeah.
Shaquana, you don't have to go to the post office. You can just sit that package outside
Wait.
right there wherever your mail gets picked up at your home. And if people buy a shirt from you, they can get it right there. So that's major. That's huge. And especially if somebody disabled and they can't go, that's an even bigger, game changer for them because they don't have to worry about somebody coming to get them and take them somewhere. They can just go right to their mailbox and leave it there. And
Yeah.
that is correct, even at a private home, correct? They'll come
Yeah.
and do the pickup at a private home.
When
And you don't have to
right.
make no phone calls or nothing. Like every mailman knows if they see that box,
Right.
they take it.
As long as it has the postal label on there, and when you're creating that, you can actually put in designated areas as to where you want them to pick it up. So if you want them to come to the side door and that's where you have all your packages, it'll say that on the firm sheet. And they'll know, okay, I got to go to the side door. There's 6 packages waiting for me to pick up.
Okay. Now she said that she uses Teespring. I guess that's another company that does
Yeah.
the drop shipping and does everything,
Hmm.
which is good. But it's just good to know in case somebody doesn't use a company like that they need everything. Well, I tell you what, I'm so grateful. I look forward to what you do. I like the way you work. I like the way you respond, and very personable, very professional. And so I highly recommend them, guys. If you are looking for someone to help you, if you're a new business owner and you really want to get you some merchandise created, reach out to them. How can they reach out to you on the different platforms?
So I've created all my platforms to be the same. So it's dash T's everywhere. So if you go to Instagram and you type in dash T's, I'll pop up. If you go to Facebook, and you type in Dash Tees, you'll see my Dash Tees page. TikTok, same thing, Dash Tees. YouTube, Dash Tees. So
That's a great way to brand yourself. That's important. So a lot of people don't understand when it comes to social media marketing. You know, sometimes they have their personal pages and sometimes they have these pictures and they have these great things. If you want to do business, understand you need to brand yourself. You need to have a brand. You see in my top right corner, you see Crystal Bodie Smith. My brand is my name.
mhm,
So you'll see that because that is my brand. Because I have Storytime, you will see a Storytime logo coming out too. Because I wanted people to understand the Storytime and what that stands for. It stands alone. Sometimes it's about Storytime. You know, I also do things with my nonprofit. I have that logo for Capital City Hope. You have to have two things: a logo, and you have to brand yourself with the logo. So just a little sidebar there, if you're a business owner, make sure you do that. So you'll see his Dash Tees, and I'm sure Dash Tees have the logo, correct?
yes, yes, I do.
You know, so they'll begin to see those logos popping up, and then you'll know his work when you see it. You know, uh, that's great. That's great. And do you consult anyway with people who might not know what to do? If someone is watching and they are thinking about doing this, but they just don't quite know if they're ready, they don't know if they're at their level yet, can they contact you for any consulting in this area?
That's sure, sure can. I mean, I'm doing it with you, but I've also done it with other people. I'm all about giving out information, and a lot of times I do it for free, just because I feel like knowledge should be free. There might be times I might have to charge for whatever, but for the most part, I try to make sure, like, if I know something, it doesn't hurt me any to tell you, okay, well, I use Shopify and this is how I make things work for me. You can try it to see if it works for you, and I'll even kind of walk you through it, just so you can see if that works for you. I'll tell you why it works for me and how I do it, and walk you through. I have no problem with that because there's room for all of us. So even
And yes, and
person,
you'll be blessed.
right?
You know,
Three of us on here, we all do t-shirts, and there's room for all of us. There's an audience for all of us because I can't do it like you do it. But in turn, you can't do it like I do it, and vice versa with anybody else. We, our companies are also us.
right.
We are the company. So who we are, our personality and everything else, that's kind of what people are buying. So there's going to be a reason why people come to you versus why they're coming to me. There'll be a different reason, and it's
Yes, yes, that
well,
is so true.
right,
So that was very important what you just said. People are so competitive. There's no reason to be competitive because if you didn't know this, the people really coming to you because of you. It's
yes,
not always for your product, it's
right,
because they're coming for you. So just make sure that you are treating people right, you're doing the right thing, you good customer service and making sure that everything is on point. And they'll come back. They'll be repeat customers. You won't have to worry about them ever again.
yeah,
So good point, good point. So let me ask you this. Do you have any closing comments? Because I don't want to keep you long. I know you work for the post office. The post office gets you up there early. I know you've been there early in the morning, so I want to respect your time. And I want to thank you for all the things that you've told us about the post office, about the t-shirt business, and everything about the services you provide. Any closing comments you have for us?
yes, sure do. I probably say it all the time, but I'm gonna keep saying it. If you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you have a passion, and you know that's your thing, you know that that's what God has called you to do, you better go for it. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what your mama said, what your daddy said, what Uncle, Pookie said. I don't care who said what. If that's your vision and you know it, you stick with it and you keep going until it becomes reality, until you see it to fruition, until it manifests, because that's your vision. So a lot of times the vision isn't for all of us. And later down the line, that's when the vision will come to us and we'll understand. But at that moment, sometimes it's only you. You're alone in that vision and the understanding of it and why it needs to manifest. So do it. I don't care what nobody says, do it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Do it, do it,
Mhm.
and understand when you do it, it's gonna take time.
It does.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
So just understand that you will. take baby steps, and you'll see the progress in those baby steps. You know, you may make, you know, one milestone, you know, just like YouTube, it shows us milestones, sometimes small milestones. So set short-term goals, like short-term, like I want to get my first customer. I want to sell one. Don't set a goal starting out, I want to do 100. No, you'll set yourself up. You'll be discouraged. Start small, and then it'll be realistic. It'll be attainable, and you'll see yourself growing that way, and you'll feel so much better when you do that. Well, I thank you so much for that, because we do want people to continue to dream, right? We want them to be hopeful. You know, it's certainly been my pleasure to sit here and talk to you today, and I want people to reach out once again. This is Chris, and we definitely want you to reach out to him. If you are just coming in, when you come back and do the replay, go check his website out, you know, and see how you can get those T-shirts from him, and allow him to help you get your brand out. You know, if you have questions, contact him and send him a DM. Dash T's on all platforms. Dash T's on all platforms. You can tell him I saw you on Storytime with Crystal, and I'm interested. I'm interested in getting something made. If you don't know the answers, let him consult you. Let him tell you about it. You know, he just told you that he's not, you know, money hungry, so he will share some information with you. So you really have no excuse, none whatsoever. Just give him a message and get it going. You know, all right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for coming through for Storytime today, and we'll be back on Sunday at 6 p.m. Sunday at 6 p.m. We will be back. We got a full schedule here. We are stacked up all the way through January and February. Man. So God bless all the people who are telling their stories. We are looking forward to hearing more stories, and we're looking forward to connecting with more people, you know. So when you see these videos coming up on the screen, like them, comment, subscribe. Tell us if you connect with the stories. Let us know. Make a comment and say, hey, look, you know, I connect with that. I've been through that. I did that. Or I used that tip that person told me. Let us know that it worked for you, okay? And we appreciate that. Chris, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for being here with us. We look forward to doing more business with you, and we will just be in touch. We're excited about what's going to happen. So thank you so much. You have a good one, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Good night.
All right, good night. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you so much for coming through for another segment of Storytime. Once again, my name is Crystal Bodie Smith, and you are watching an episode of Storytime. You can follow me at Shout Crystal on just about every platform, or except for on YouTube. You can pull me up at Shout Crystal, but you also can pull me up at APW Shout Crystal on YouTube. Okay, of course on Facebook it's Crystal Bodie Smith on Facebook. On all the rest of the platforms, it is Shout Crystal. Once again, Storytime is going to be aired at 6 o'clock on Sundays. 6 o'clock on Sundays right now, at least through March. We know this will be our schedule. We're already booked up. January and February is already booked up. I have one more date in February. That's the very last Sunday in February. I believe the 28th is my last date left. But everything is booked. January and February is booked out. Tuesdays at 8 p.m., Sundays at 6 p.m. So make sure you come back and see us next time. All right? My mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. So please share this with 5 of your friends and come back and see us again. God bless you. Have a great night. Thank you for coming by Storytime. See you next time. Bye-bye.